So yesterday we have discussed about introduction about the Microsoft SQL Server and then SSIS. Fine. What is database? What is SQL Server? What is SSIS? And what is real tool? Yesterday we have discussed. Am I correct or not, guys?
Yes, sir.
Others?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Today we will see little bit more details about SQL Server, when it was started, and then so what are the different versions we have, what are the different editions we have, what are the different components we have with the SQL Server. We'll discuss one by one. See, initially in 1980s, the Sybase company has developed the database. Initially, not Microsoft. Initially in 1980s, database was developed by the Sybase company, and later this Microsoft had bought the logic from the Sybase, and then they have developed their own database, which is MS SQL Server. Initially, this database concept was developed by Sybase company in 1980s. Later, the Microsoft company has taken a logic from this Sybase company, and then they have developed their own database, which is MS SQL Server database. And whenever they have started the Microsoft SQL Server database, the initial version is SQL Server 97. Initial version is SQL Server 97, and also you can call it as a SQL Server 7.0. So as it was started in the SQL Server 97 is the very first version. So later they have introduced 2000 version, 2005 version, 2008, and then 2008 R2, and then 2012, and then 2014, 2016, 2017, 2019, and then 2022. So this is the latest version of the SQL Server. If someone asks you what is the latest version, what is the latest version of the SQL Server means, you have to tell that 2022 is the latest version of the SQL Server. Latest version of the SQL Server. So these are the different versions are available in the SQL Server, guys. If you ask me, the latest one is SQL Server 2022 is the latest version. Clear or not clear? And also like almost 2017, 2019, and then 2020, database is same, but there are some new features are added into the each and every versions. There are new features are added into the each and every versions. That's why they will release the newer version in the particular year. See, they have released in 2017, and they have released in 2018. They have released 2022. There is no 20, there is no 21. So after this 22, again they will in future they will come up with the new version with the new features. So these are the different versions are available with the SQL Server. This is clear or not clear? Tell me, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, see, from the Microsoft SQL Server, what are the components we have? See, from the Microsoft database, so if you purchase the database, you can able to see the components like database engine services, where you are going to write a code and then execute your code. This is the one of the component. And then SSIS is one of the Microsoft database component. SSRS is the one of the component. SSIS is the one of the component. While installing a SQL server, you will install this database earlier in older version. Like I will tell you, wait, till 2014, no, till 2012, I guess. Earlier, while installing the SQL server, you will be having the option to install this SSIS, AS, and then RS. SSIS, AS, and then RS. Now they have separated this. Microsoft SQL Server is one software, and then this business intelligence is one software, visual data tool. In that, then you are going to install these three tools. So finally, we have these many components with the SQL Server. SQL Server. SSIS is the data warehouse tool. SSRS is the reporting tool. SSIS is the ETL tool. Now, as part of our course, SQL Server database development and then SSIS. As part of our session, we are going to learn these two tools, guys. These two tools. Clearly, I am mentioning. As part of our course, we are going to learn this SQL Server database development and then SSIS. So we are not going to discuss about the SSAS and then SSRS. Make sense or not? Not, guys. Now we have a different editions. We have a different editions in the SQL Server. So those are Express edition, Evaluation edition, Developer edition, Standard edition, and then Enterprise edition. So what is editions, guys? What is edition, guys? Tell me. Guys, what is the meaning of edition? Any idea? Jayant, Mega, Francis Singh, Santosh, Shubham. What is editions? Just whatever you know, just let me know, guys. Whatever, if it is if it is a correct or not, that is secondary. Just let me know. So I want interaction, right? Instead of listening one way, if we have an interaction, then it will be more interesting on the session, each and every session. Tell me, guys, what is editions?
Updations and versions. Updations of.
Yeah. See here.
Different.
Yeah. See here. You know iPhones. In iPhone 11, iPhone 12, iPhone 10. In each and every edition of the iPhone, there will be limitations. If you talk about the iPhone 10, if you talk about the iPhone 11, there should be some limitations in the 10. To overcome that, they have introduced iPhone 11. Again, there should be some limitations in the iPhone 11. To upgrade that, they have introduced a iPhone 12. Like that, we have a different editions in the SQL Server. That is Express. You have to remember all these things: Express edition, Evaluation edition, Developer edition, and then Standard edition, and then Enterprise edition. We'll discuss one by one. What is this Express edition? So this is the free editions, guys. This is the free edition. It will not support all the features which are required for the project. Fine. And this Evaluation edition is also free edition, and this is only for the 180 days. This is only for the 180 days. You can install this evaluation edition of the SQL Server in your machine, but it will support you for the only 180 days. After that, it will not work. Developer edition. See, developer edition is important edition, which is Also free edition from the 2017 version. See here, we have a 2017 version. We have a lot many versions in the SQL Server. From here, in before 2017, it was a cost-based software. From 2017 onwards, they have introduced as a, this is also free edition. This is also free editions, and especially this edition is going to use for the dev environment and then UAT environment. What is the meaning of dev environment and then UAT environment, guys? And also non-prod environment. What is dev edition? What is UAT edition? And what is non-prod editions, guys? Guys, speak something. Whether it is a right or wrong, just speak something.
UAT is for testing.
Sorry.
UAT is used for testing.
Yeah. See, we will be, see, this is, I don't know whether it is advanced or not. So I don't know how many of you guys are aware about the environments. You have a prod environment, you have a UAT environment, and then you have a dev environment, and you have a dev environment. Fine. So this dev environment and then UAT environment, both are the non-production environment. So these two environments are used for the some purpose. Development environment is used to develop the code, and then this UAT environment is used to test that code and test that scenario. The data will be taken from the production environment, and then the data will be restored into dev environment and then UAT environment. But this dev environment and then UAT environment will be having a very less data. It will not be having a updated data. That's why this is a developer edition and used for the dev environment and then UAT environment. Guys, let me know if anyone of you don't know what is the meaning of dev environment, UAT environment, production environment, then I will explain you. If you know everyone, then I will proceed with the next point. If you don't know, then let me know. I will make you clear on these three environments: dev, UAT, and then production environment. Quickly, if you know, say yes. If you don't know, say no.
No, sir.
No.
No. Okay, fine. I will tell you. See, if you how many of you work with the Amazon portal, Amazon e-commerce portal? So how many of you ordered some products by using Amazon?
Yes, we used Amazon, and that
You
is
use Amazon.
that is in prod because we are
Whenever-
using that one.
Whenever you placed a order, and submit that order, the transaction is going to save in the database. That is live data. So that is a production environment. So not only you, across the globe, whatever the number of users are placed a order, those live data will be available in the database. That is a production environment. Live data. What is that live data? Current data. That is not an old data. The current data is going to store in a database. That is a production environment. This is clear or not clear, guys? What is the meaning of production environment?
Yes.
And
Clear, sir.
and the copy of that suppose leave about that copy. Suppose, let's consider, guys, so if newer version of the iPhone is going to release in the market, new version of the or new edition of the iPhone is going to release in the market, directly they will directly the iPhone company is going to release a new version of the mobiles into the market, or before releasing into the market within the company itself, they will test, they will first develop the new version of the iPhone and then they will test and then they will release, or else they will release directly. Let me know, guys. First, initially they will do the validations or they will test, they will develop, they will design, and then once everything is fine, then only they will release into the market, or directly they will manufacture the iPhone, new iPhone, and then they will release into the market. Which one is correct, guys? Tell me.
They will test.
Yeah. First, before releasing into the market, first what they will do? First, they will design the new iPhone according to the new version. They will design the new iPhone according to the new version. Once the designing part or development part of the iPhone is completed, they need to check whether the iPhone is working properly or not, whether the iPhone is working properly, the new features or not. Before going to release the market, they are going to develop or they are going to design. They are going to design the iPhone. Once the designing is completed, they will test. They will test those iPhones. Whenever they do the testing on the iPhones, whatever the bug they will identify, they will fix before releasing into the market. And then once everything looks fine in the testing, and they will release, they will launch that product into the market. Like that, suppose you have an Amazon portal, you are submitting an order into the Amazon portal, the data is going to store into the database. Before releasing the product into the market, first they will create the designing under in a dev environment case. Whatever the Amazon portal is working currently, directly, instead of releasing directly that product into the market, first they will develop that product in a dev environment, and then they will test that product in a UAT environment. Once all the scenarios are covered, and then as per the expectation, your product is working, then only they will release that product into the production environment. Production environment means what? Which is ready to use. It will be having a live data. Before coming into the product, before coming into the production environment, initially it will develop in a dev environment, and then it will be tested in a UAT environment. This is also one of the environment. This production is also one of the environment. So in this SQL server, the copy of this production environment will taken care and then restore into the dev environment and then UAT environment. Then only we can able to develop our solution and then test the solution and move everything is looks good. Then that software or that product will be moved into the production environment. Then that is a ready to use. Now tell me, guys, dev environment, UAT environment, product, is it clear or not clear? Meghana madam.
Yes.
Megha madam.
Clear, sir.
Still you have any gaps? Let me know. I will make you understand clearly. Clear? So that is a developer edition. This edition is majorly used for the non-prod purpose, which is for the development and then non-development and then UAT. Next one is standard edition. Standard edition is and the standard edition and then paid enterprise edition, both are the paid versions. But the standard edition, there are limitations. It will not support the very big hardware, resources. So in all the organization, for the production environment, every project is using enterprise edition. It will support the all the features, all the hardware support. There is no limitation. There is no limitations in this enterprise edition. So in all the projects for the production environment, they will be using a enterprise edition, and then for the dev and then UAT, they will use for the developer edition. So these are the editions. These are the editions we have in a SQL Server, guys. Express edition, evaluation edition, and then developer edition, standard edition, and then enterprise edition. Let me know, guys, if you're clear or not clear on these things.
Yes.
Others.
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't have any doubts, then we'll jump into the other topic. So these are the editions, and these are the components, and then these are the versions we have discussed. Fine. And yesterday we have discussed about the basic definition of the database and then SSIS. Now, one second. Allow me 1 second, guys. Chalo. Now, whenever you install SQL Server software in your machine, in your laptop, in your desktop, along with your SQL Server software, whenever the SQL Server software is installed in your machine, by default, these system databases are available in the SQL Server. See, what is the system database and then what is user-defined database, guys? Let me know, anyone? What is system database and then what is user-defined database?
System database means there are some by default database available in the Microsoft SQL, and user-defined database means the database created by the user.
Yeah, database created by the user. Why the user is going to create the database?
Store the data within the form of tables.
Store the data of what? Data.
Processed data.
Process data, okay. This data is related to what?
Related to application, whatever the application was.
User database will help to process our business, and system database will help to process user database.
Super. The user database will be having a data about the business data. That's it. System databases will be having a information about all the user database and then its objects. I will tell you one by one. So this is little bit advanced now, but just I will give you a high level glance. Whenever you install SQL Server in your machine, by default, these 5 system databases will be available in the SQL Server. See, if you install the SQL Server in the machine, and then you connect the SQL Server, and then open your SQL Server, you can able to see these 5 system databases in the SQL Server. That is master database, model database, MSDB database, MDB database, and then resource database. So these are the system databases because system defined databases. You are not going to define these databases. System defined. Microsoft SQL Server software is defined these databases without these 5 system databases. your SQL server will not be work. If any one database is missed from the SQL server, then your SQL server will not work, guys. All these 5 system databases are mandatory, and each and every database, each and every system databases, each and every system databases has its own important. If any one system database is not available in your SQL server, in your machine, then your SQL server will not work. Fine. So those are the system databases: 5: master, model, MSDB, and then TempDB, and then resource DB. I will tell you what is the importance of each these system databases. So these are the system defined databases, guys. We are not going to define the databases. In database, we have a system database and then user defined database. These are the system user defined databases. We are going to design a database. We are going to design a database for our own purpose, to store your business data into the database in form of a multiple tables in the SQL server. So that is user defined database. You are going to create a one database to store your business data into the database in form of the multiple tables in the Microsoft SQL Server database. That is user defined database. System defined database nothing but you are not going to create any databases whenever you install SQL Server. Whenever you install SQL Server in your machines, by default, these 5 databases, 5 system databases will be available in the SQL Server. We will see one by one. What is this master? What is this model? What is this TempDB, etc. See, before going to before going to discuss about in detail about the system databases, we'll talk little bit more about the user defined database. We'll talk little bit more about the user defined database. Fine. So in this, guys, I mentioned that we are going to design a database. We are going to design a database to store our business data into the user defined database. Then how we are going to create this user defined database, guys? Suppose Meghana mentioned that this user defined database is going to designed to store the business data. So what is the procedure? What is the approach to design or create the user defined database, guys? Do we have any approaches? Do we have any steps? Do we have any methods? How do we create this database or design database, guys? What are the steps? And why we are going to create this user defined database? Guys, are you clear on my question?
No, sir. Can you please once again?
What are the approaches we have? What are the approaches we have to design a user defined databases?
We can directly create database using query.
Okay.
Or,
No, before coming into the SQL Server database, how do you come to know you need to create a user defined database in the SQL Server? What details you require to create the user defined database? Simply you can't able to create the user defined database, right, guys? Simply you can't able to create the direct to user defined database, right?
we need table columns. And
No. So what is the source? What is the source? Source nothing but how do you create? For what purpose you are going to create this user defined database? See, before going to define this user-defined database into SQL Server, what are the prior steps before as the initial steps? What we need to do? See, this is the last step. This is the last step. This is the physical design of the database. Prior to this, what we will do? See, you have a business. For that, you are going to create a database, that is user-defined database. What are the steps? What are the steps will be available here is, first you will define a conceptual model. Next, logical model. Next, physical model. I will tell you. See, guys, suppose let's consider you have a, you have a business, movie theater business. So you are running a multiple movie theater across the Andhra Pradesh. So instead of maintaining a business data into the books, then you need to define that business into the system to store the business data into the database. So you decided that you need to store that movie theater business data into the SQL Server. That's okay. For that, you are going to create a user-defined database in the Microsoft SQL Server. So before that is a physical model. That is a physical model. Prior to this, what are the things we need to consider? First, we need to understand the business. Movie theater. What are the business? What are the things will be considered? So here, for the movie theater, what are the things we need to consider, guys? We need to consider like how many theaters we have, theater list. Fine. So initially we will have as a database architect or a database developer or a data modeler, before going to create a user-defined database in a SQL Server. Initially, to create this user-defined database itself, we have a lot many background things in the business. First, we will be having a discussion with the stakeholders or end users or business people who is running the movie theaters. We will understand the business about your movie theater business. Then in the conceptual model, you will high level, you will draw the diagrams. You will draw the diagrams in the high level of your business. So that is a conceptual model that you will get from the business people. So if you talk about the movie theater business, then what are the details you need to create? So ticket section is the one part. Fine. Payment section is the another part. Employees is the another part. Fine. So like that, you need to understand the business, and then in a conceptual model, you will draw the diagram of your high level diagrams, not in detail diagrams. You will draw the diagram of your business. So that is a concept. So whatever you have taken the details and understand from the business people, that will be written into the diagrams. That is a conceptual model. Once a conceptual model is ready, then you are going to draw the logical model. Here, suppose if here logical model means still you are elaborating your business into the logical model, and then you are going to create entity relationship model in a logical model. Nothing but how many tables we need to create in the database, and what are the relationship between each tables, that will be available in the diagram. That is a flowchart you are going to create by using this is a conceptual model. In conceptual model, in high level, you will draw the diagram of your business. Coming to the logical diagram, this business will be converted in detail level. So what are the number of tables? Will be designed for your database. That will be designed into the flow charts. Everything, how many how many tables you need to create for your business. So for that entire end-to-end, the flowchart will be prepared by using a logical model. So the same thing, whatever the tables are available in the flowchart, the same tables will be created in a physical model, which is in the user-defined database. So this user-defined database will be having a list of tables from this analysis. So here you need to understand this, what is conceptual model, what is logical model, and then what is physical model. Finally, you are going to create a number of tables to store about your completely business data. That data will be split across the multiple tables. That's how, see, even while designing a logical model, while designing a physical model, you are going to consider so many things. What are the things you need to see here? You will draw the flowchart here. How many tables you need to create for your database or for your business, and what are the relationship you need to define for the each and every tables. While designing all these things, there are lot many things needs to be considered. Once the logical diagram is ready, then you need to go with the physical implementation of your database, that is your user-defined database. Finally, while designing your physical model and then creating a tables, you will apply a normalization forms. You have a three normalization forms. These three normalization forms we will discuss later. Your SQL Server database is a OLTP database, OLTP system, and this OLTP database is designed by applying a normalization. This is a normalized database. This is your SQL Server OLTP system is a normalized database because you will apply a three normal forms. What simple? See, three normal forms is the so these are the, I can say these are the some formulas how your data should be stored, how your data should be stored into the tables. That will be applicable based on these three normal forms only. See, you have in mathematics you have a problem. So you need to resolve that problem. And then get the answer for that problem. So to resolve that problem, then you will apply some formulas, right, guys? See, you have a problem. Suppose anything you can take, like integrations, calculus, differentiation, anything. You have a problem and then you need to derive that answer or trigonometry. To resolve that problem, you need to apply a lot of formulas to derive that solution. So the formula is nothing but your solution should be like this only. Then only you will get the proper answer for your problem, like that. To design the database in a SQL Server, nothing but to create the tables in a SQL Server, there is a physical model. To create the tables in a SQL Server, those tables should satisfy these three normal forms. Then only your database and the data should be accurate. Your SQL Server is a OLTP system, which is a normalized database. If someone asks you means whether your SQL Server OLTP system is normalized or denormalized, you can say normalized because this is a OLTP system. In case of a data warehouse, that is a denormalized. That I will tell you while discussion of the normalization and denormalization, we will discuss thing. So while designing of your user-defined database, there are these way things will be applied: conceptual model and then logical model and then physical model. These things and then your database architecture will take care. But we need to have, as a database developer, what will be the story behind the tables? How the tables are created means there will be a lot of background work will be there first. Before directly we can't able to create the, suppose you have a hospital, for that you need to design a database. So you have a lot of tables. Therefore, see, as a database architect or your data engineer, then you will be having a discussion with your hospital people. and then understand the business. That business will be represented in the conceptual model initially, that is high level. In this conceptual model, the diagrams will speak about the business. That diagram will be converted into a detailed level in a table forms. So the same table forms will be created in a SQL Server database, that is physical model. While creation of a table, then you will be applying 3 normal forms. According to that, data will be stored into those n number of tables in the Microsoft SQL Server. Now tell me guys, this is clear or not clear? If you clear, that's fine. If you're not clear, then tell me. Then I will repeat you guys. Tell me guys, if you're clear or not clear.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Others. Others guys.
Yes.
Clear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for now, I'm stopping the session. Tomorrow. See, because if I start to discuss this system databases, then it will take a little bit time, and then you can't able to digest all these things in single session. That's why I stopped this session. Tomorrow we will discuss about the system databases, and then database, Microsoft SQL Server database architecture. How your database architecture will be, which is important and then beautiful concept, guys. Just focus whatever we are discussing here. Then if you understand that, then you can explain very well. That is an important and then beautiful concept. Tomorrow we will discuss. So for today, I am going to stop the session. Clear, guys? Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, guys. Actually, the institute people, they will allow you around 3 sessions as a demo sessions. So Monday and then Tuesday, and then this is Tuesday, or what is it today?
Tuesday.
Sorry, Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Maybe they will allow 3 demo sessions as a free demo sessions. So after that they maybe change the link. So better to get the registration with the institute people, because see, if the link is changed, then you can't able to join into the session. That's it, guys. Just I got a message from the institute people, so that just I conveyed you guys. Tomorrow we will continue at the same time, guys. If you have any questions in today's discussion, then ask me. Then I will clarify all those things. Any questions in today's discussion? No questions?
No questions. No
Yeah,
questions.
if no questions, then we will meet tomorrow, guys. Have a nice day and good night, guys. Okay, bye bye.